The highlights of today's defense news, 21st of August 25. Successful test firing of Agni 5 intermediate range ballistic missile. Sixth high-level meeting between ICG and Vietnam Coast Guard held in Hanoi. Plate cutting ceremony of ICG's fourth NGOPV held at MDL in Mumbai. An RFI for 76 naval utility helicopters for the Navy and Coast Guard. An RFI for damage control training facility. CCS clears procurement of 6 AEW&C aircrafts based on Airbus A321 platform worth 19,000 crores for Air Force. India to procure 97 additional Indigenous TEJAS Mark 1A fighter jets in a 62,000 crore deal. Total score rises to 180. MDL receives approval to construct a floating dry dock with launching facility in Maharashtra. India and Saudi Arabia set up joint group to boost maritime cooperation. India and Russia collaborate on UAV piston engines, aiming to power India's advanced Kamikaze drones and loitering munitions arsenal. The global highlights: Zenatech forms quantum computing division for defense and drone research. Airbus H145 helicopter flies autonomously for first time with Shield AI's HiveMind. US drone demos, mid-air shift from VTOL to wing-borne flight. Sikorsky begins assembly of CH-53K Pere for Israel. Now a look at the news in detail. Intermediate range ballistic missile Agni 5 was successfully test fired from the integrated test range Chandipur in Orissa on 20th of August. The launch validated all operational and technical parameters. It was carried out under the aegis of the Strategic Forces Command. The missile test fired is a variant of the Agni 5 intercontinental ballistic missile that can reach around 7,000 kilometers. The sixth high-level meeting between the Indian Coast Guard and the Vietnam Coast Guard was held in Hanoi, Vietnam on 20th of August under the framework of the 2015 Memorandum of Understanding on Coast Guard Cooperation. The discussion centered on enhancing collaboration in maritime search and rescue, maritime law enforcement, marine pollution response, and capacity building. Plate cutting ceremony of the fourth in a series of six next generation offshore petrol vessels being constructed at Mazagon docks for Indian Coast Guard took place in Mumbai on 20th of August. Designed, developed and built indigenously, these 117 meters long vessels are capable of speeds up to 23 knots with an operational range of 5,000 nautical miles. Equipped with advanced technologies including AI-based predictive maintenance systems, remote piloted drones, integrated bridge systems, and integrated platform management system, the NGOPVs will significantly enhance the ICG ability to secure India's vast maritime domain. It will also have a capacity to accommodate 11 officers and 110 personnel. The NGOPV project was contracted on 20th of December 23 under the Buy Indian IDDM category. Ministry of Defence has issued a request for information to procure 76 naval utility helicopters, 51 for the Navy and 25 for the Coast Guard for maritime SAR and utility capabilities and low intensity maritime operations under the Buy and Make Indian category. The RFI also covers simulators and associated equipment. The response deadline for this RFI has been issued as 17th of October 25. Cabinet Committee on Security has cleared the procurement and development of 6 airborne early warning and control aircraft based on the Airbus A321 platform. The project, with an estimated cost of 19,000 crore rupees, will be spearheaded by DRDO in partnership with Airbus and select Indian public and private sector firms. These aircrafts will integrate AESA radars, mission control systems, and indigenous electronic warfare suites designed by DRDO laboratories, providing the Air Force with the ability to detect, track, and monitor multiple aerial and surface targets over extended ranges. They will seamlessly function as force multipliers, not only enabling real time situational awareness, but also acting as airborne command posts to coordinate the employment of fighter jets, ground based sensors, and air defense networks. The approved program emphasizes collaboration and indigenous content, with DRDO leading system design and mission integration, while Airbus provides the aircraft platform and technical support for modifications. Several Indian defense manufacturers and private companies will contribute subsystems, avionics modules, software integration, and ground support systems, ensuring a wider participation of the domestic defense ecosystem. Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders has received approval from the Maharashtra Coastal Zone Management Authority (MCZMA) to construct a large floating dry dock with a launching facility at its Naval yard near Mumbai. This significant project aims to address the current lack of land-based shipbuilding infrastructure at MDL's facility, enhancing its capacity to build and repair large naval and commercial vessels. The floating dry dock will be 180 meters in length and cover an area of about 13,585 square meters. It is designed to enable docking, launching, and maintenance of vessels weighing up to 12,800 tons. The dock structure itself will consist of 6 prefabricated blocks, which are being fabricated at Shaft Shipyard's facility in Bharuch in Gujarat. These blocks will be transported to the Naval yard, where they will be assembled into a single floating structure. Due to the dock's considerable height and size, it cannot be constructed as a single piece, necessitating this modular approach. The project includes a temporary assembly facility at the northern edge of the Naval yard, located on land currently free of mangroves or vegetation, which helps minimize environmental disturbances. This temporary facility will be dismantled after the dry dock is launched, expected by March 26. Now, some geopolitics. India and Saudi Arabia have agreed to deepen bilateral maritime relations. Both countries have formed a joint working group on maritime cooperation in the shipping and logistics sector, marking a new chapter in the strategic partnership. Saudi Arabia is India's fifth largest trading partner, while India stands as the kingdom's second largest trading partner. Bilateral trade in FY 24-25 stood at around $42 billion. India invited Saudi Arabia to explore investment prospects across its port and shipping ecosystem. The Maritime Development Fund, with a corpus of more than $3 billion, offers opportunities in port infrastructure, coastal shipping, and logistics. Mega projects such as Vadhavan Port on India's west coast and Outer Harbour Project at VO Chidambaram Port in Tamil Nadu were showcased as key investment destinations. India and Russia have entered into a significant agreement to manufacture small aircraft piston engines in India. The deal, which was finalized in July 25, is set to directly support the nation's rapidly expanding fleet of uncrewed aerial vehicles and loitering munitions. While the specific engine models to be produced under this agreement have not been publicly disclosed, the partnership reinforces the long-standing strategic defense relationship between Moscow and Delhi, transitioning it from a buyer-seller dynamic towards joint development and manufacturing. Small piston engines are highly valued for these applications due to their fuel efficiency, reliability, and compact size, making them ideal for powering medium-sized UAVs and single-use kamikaze drones. The effectiveness of such systems has been demonstrated in recent global conflicts, including the war in Ukraine, as well as during India's Operation Sindoor in May 25. The engines produced through this collaboration are expected to integrate into a number of indigenous Indian platforms. One such system is the Nagastra 1, a loitering munition developed by a subsidiary of Solar Industries, which was successfully tested by the Army in 2024. Now, the global news. Zenatech has launched a new quantum computing division to advance research in next generation defense and drone systems. The division will focus on applications like encryption, secure communications, navigation without GPS, and AI driven fleet management for surveillance and reconnaissance missions. It begins with 12 specialists in quantum hardware, machine learning, physics, and engineering, and plans to grow to 20 by the end of the year. Beyond software applications, the team will also work on hardware innovations, focusing on analyzing large volumes of drone data more efficiently, improving weather forecasting, and enhancing the prediction of extreme events. Zenatech is an AI drone as a service, quantum computing, and enterprise SaaS software company with a portfolio of solutions that help businesses and government customers improve mission critical operations. Airbus US Space and Defense has conducted an autonomous flight of the H-145 helicopter employing Shield AI's HiveMind autonomy software in Grand Prairie in Texas. The H-145 helicopter executed the flight solely under the guidance of Shield AI's HiveMind, which interfaced with Airbus's Helionics system to control the mission. The aircraft completed an automated takeoff, landing, and navigated through various test maneuvers without pilot intervention, demonstrating the software's capability. The H-145 helicopter was selected as the platform for the test flight with aims to refine the mission technology, adhere to project schedules, and mitigate cost and technical risks. This test represents an advancement for the MQ-72C Lakota connector, which is being developed to support the U.S. Marine Corps' Aerial Logistic Connector program. California-based Elroy Air has pulled off a key milestone with its Chaparral cargo drone, successfully shifting from vertical takeoff to forward wing-borne flight in a series of trials. The hybrid electric aircraft hit speeds of 70 miles per hour on each flight, lifting off vertically, cruising on its wings, and completing its journey with a vertical landing. According to the company, transitioning to wing-borne flight lets the aircraft use less power, boosting overall efficiency and potentially extending range and making routine cargo missions more practical. Sikorsky has begun assembly of 12 CH-53K helicopters purchased by the Israel Ministry of Defense for the Israel Air Force. A $3.4 billion US foreign military sales agreement on 30th of July 21 approved up to 18 CH-53K heavy lift helicopters with associated T-408 GE-400 engines, parts, and global navigation satellite services, and inertial navigation system including selective availability anti-spoofing modules. The 12 CH-53Ks eventually purchased as part of the FMS, which will be called Pere in the Air Force service, had an estimated value of hundreds of millions of dollars. Lockheed Martin Sikorsky has now received the cockpit and cabin sections of the first CH-53K Pere helicopters for final assembly. The first helicopter is expected to arrive in Israel in 2028. The CH-53K Pere helicopters will be adapted to the Air Force's operational needs with a payload capacity of up to 3 times that of the existing CH-53D Yas-ur helicopters. The Israel Defense Forces is to field a bespoke exportable variant of the CH-53K featuring newly developed country-specific systems and sensors. That's the news for today. We hope you enjoy the news. Please do subscribe to our channel and do give us your feedback. Thank you.